Christmas Haven is for people who just don't want to be alone on Christmas Eve.
Suddenly we came up with this idea, why don't we get a place and start up a thing where anybody can come. It doesn't matter what walk of life they come from, be rich, be poor, whatever, because people are alone at Christmas. And I know that, I've been alone at Christmas, so, it can be very lonely for people, and it doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are.
It seems like we were just thinking about the concept, and now it's serving 250 plus people. And
20 years later.
Wonderful. So glad.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing for the community. Christmas Eve is a time to share.
I've been doing Christmas Haven for about 13, 14 years now.
I volunteered for the Haven for 13 years now.
So I joined right away to help with the team at the time and stayed for 5 years.
This is about my 5th year. I've taken part on the Haven Christmas dinner.
The very first time that I came to the Haven with Kaylin in her car seat as an infant, it just touched me to my absolute core. The spirit of community coming together and spending what otherwise can be a very lonely time for people together.
When we moved here, we were always thinking of a place to get our daughter involved in a charity that actually gives back to the community, especially around Christmas time, because Christmas time is usually one of the more difficult times of year for a lot of people, for a lot of reasons. Basically, it's not all about, the fancy clothes, the iPods, electronics. There's also another side to Christmas. And that was something that we wanted to get involved with Reagan, our daughter. And we just answered an ad one time that the Christmas Haven was looking for volunteers. And we attended, and my daughter just bought right into it. With kids, you're either into it or you're not.
It's a very family-oriented event. Many different people, families, seniors that may not get a Christmas dinner. It's much more than just dinner. It just makes it a really nice evening, and it kind of starts starts the Christmas season that day.
I've always loved doing all the wrapping and getting to meet all the kids that come. It's just nice seeing them happy. Yeah.
It is really pretty incredible having the opportunity to meet with so many people in the community and spend Christmas with them, like one big happy family. Yeah.
What touched me the most were seeing in the dining room at the Act when people are sitting down having dinner and you have a table of 8 people, and I wander through the dining room and you see obviously people who have no home. You see obviously people who are addicted and struggling. And sitting at the same table, sharing Christmas dinner, is a family with little kids who just moved to Maple Ridge and they don't know anybody. They don't have any family yet. So they want to be part of the community and they come. Well, how often do you see that? You don't see that.
So my favorite part is working with the volunteers, the ones that come back year after year. They're willing to give up their Christmas Eve for 2 to 3 hours just to help serve the many people that come to enjoy the meal.
It's really amazing how everyone comes together. Everything that we're able to do is donated by local businesses and citizens, and we have an amazing local business, Temptations, who does our big fundraiser, and we just really couldn't pull off what we do as volunteers without the support of the community. And that's one of the things that, just got goosebumps, makes it magical, because it's the community in all capacities working together in order to create a special night so that we can all spend one evening celebrating being human together.
Makes me feel good inside that, it's something that people really liked, and that we had an actual good idea, that, the first year was rough. It was really rough. We almost had to cancel it. We had everything in place except for where it was going to be.
The facility was the question.
Yeah, the facility.
The first year we held it, it was in one of the small facilities for Langley Community Services, right across from the news office. And big part of it, it had to be so-called wheelchair accessible. There's a bit of a lip there, and there's a little bit, it didn't quite qualify, but we were able to make it work.
Yeah.
And then the next year we moved to the Greg Moore Youth Center, and that just opened up massive
Oh,
potential
yeah.
and
We had
activities.
And, you know, I mean, some of the volunteers that came out, you know, Christmas Day, you know, was
Giving up Christmas Day.
giving their
to
Christmas
be-
up to come out and, you know, be with people that really needed friendship and kindness and things like that. It was just amazing the response we got. Still cool, yeah.
And the whole thing was about just being engaged with one another. It wasn't about doing lots of work. It was just
Yeah.
talk to these people, spend some time with these people, whether it was at that little tiny facility or whether it was the
Yeah,
giant
you want to go watch
Greg Moore
TV,
Youth
watch movie,
Center.
go do that. You want to do the climbing wall, do that. You want to, you know, play
The old-
pool. You want to play, you know,
Games, board games, there's lots
board
of board
games. You want to
games.
do crafts. It's totally up to you. And we also said things like, you know,
There
it's
was no
the-
sleeping, no drinking, no drugging. Those
that
were the only
was the
rules.
only rules. That was the only rules. And
When we started it, it ran from 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve through till 6 o'clock on Christmas Day. And so we were the only ones that were there around the clock.
Yeah.
But I mean, people came and went, volunteers and guests alike.
yeah, and we had a place that we could go and have a couple hours sleep, but neither one of us could
Could
sleep
sleep.
because we just wanted to make sure everything was okay and everything was running fine. And you know, you have few issues sometimes with people, but you know that
There
can
was
be
nothing.
solved.
There was nothing serious. and
Nothing
we
serious.
Had,
You know, we couldn't have done it without any of them because it takes an
Village.
army and a village to put something like this together, and it's not just two people. We just came up with the idea,
yeah, and threw
you
it
know,
out there
and
too.
threw it
so
out there, and
Equally.
everybody, you know,
compassionate people.
did all the work,
Yeah.
you know, and that was great.
The energy of the night is awesome too. I get goosebumps every year.
I'm happy that it turned out to really inspire people to meet new people and to volunteer and to just have a good time at Christmas, meet new friends.
We will not miss the Haven in our family. It's a part of who we are.
And that's the magic of the Christmas Haven. It's just, you do it once and you just keep coming back.
It's extraordinary participating in Christmas Haven on Christmas Eve.